When it comes to politics, y'all, I'm not the typical politician. I'm a public servant. I'm a servant leader. I lead with my heart. I lead with compassion. That's all I know. It's my family. When I think about my family and everybody that poured into who I am, started right here in Jennings, it's the only way I can lead, right? I'm not like these politicians that go out here and it's for the title, because I'm going to do the work with or without the title. And if I'm being real, I see some of my seniors in the building, so I got to acknowledge y'all. Listen, I used to be their councilwoman in the 4th Ward. But even when I stopped being their councilwoman, I never stopped being their councilwoman. And they never let me forget that. They always like, you represent us. And they are the reason, Roscoe, Glenda, Miss Maggie, y'all the reason, and all of y'all, that I decided to put my tag in there and say that I'm going to run for mayor, because they need to be represented. But not just the seniors, everybody in this entire city. We have one Jennings, y'all. And that's my tagline, one Jennings. I'm from this side of Jennings, the 4th Ward, but if you go up further, the 2nd Ward, which is where I live now, you see they constantly developing and building up. Yes. This side of Jennings, they don't touch it. You know, but the reason is they don't touch it because they don't see it, they don't feel it, they don't experience it. And for me, it's where I'm from. And I remember Miss Robin. Robin and I, her daughter Brandy, we went to school together in elementary school, right? How long you been in Jennings, Robin?
40 years.
40 years. You know, so 40 years, we remember, and like KK said, we remember how beautiful Jennings was. People used to be scared to come through Jennings because it was so strict, how our rules were. It was so beautiful. We kept our lawns, you could drive through the alleys, all of that. But now on this side of Jennings, you got over 700 vacant lots. You know, you got so many derelict properties. And when you see that the physical aesthetics of the city, that's how the people feel. If I walk outside and look across the street, I feel like what I see. But that's not what it is. I got a different perspective because that's not what I remember. I remember the vibrancy. I remember how beautiful, and not just the physical things, but the people. It was community. It was a village. If somebody next door to me didn't have some butter or some sugar, they can knock on your door and get that. If somebody couldn't pay their trash bill, they can set their trash out with yours. But now, we don't know our neighbors. So that brings me to one of the first things that I want to do, which I did do as councilwoman, and that's community engagement. We got to know each other. If we don't know each other, I don't value you. I don't care if somebody break into your house. That's why crime is up, because we don't know each other. When I was a kid, I wish you would go in Miss Mabel's house. I'm telling. You know, we're from the old school. You know, I know we know snitching today, but we're from the old school. We're not going to let you violate an elder. We're not going to let you do anything to our children. We're not going to let you disrespect a woman. You know, everybody was valued. And so with that in me, that's my foundation. That's how I'm going to lead as the mayor in the city of Jennings, because that's all I know. I respect people. I respect everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't have to know you. And especially if you're a resident in the city of Jennings, it's one Jennings. It's not the 2nd Ward. It's not the 1st Ward. It's one Jennings. Right? So community engagement is one of the top things, because I feel like you have to start that foundation again of knowing who we are, and then everybody can. Because another thing I want to say, people always go to your elected officials like trying to hold them to a higher standard. But if you're a resident, hold yourself to a higher standard. You get up there. You don't let your block, because we can start with one block. If we can start cleaning up the block, then the street look good. If we clean up the street, then the neighborhood look good. Then the city look good. But we got to start in your home first. So take care of your home. Encourage your neighbor to take care of their home so that the block look good. And then it goes on from there. But we got to start with self first. We can't go to the meetings and just keep on putting it on the elected officials. We got to start ourselves. And I was sharing with Robin yesterday, one of my favorite quotes is, never doubt that a small group of committed individuals can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Don't look for a whole large big crowd of people. If you got a few dedicated, committed people, you can make change happen. I don't know the first thing about politics, but when I want to do something, I'm going to research and I'm going to get my crew together and we're going to make it happen. I didn't know the first thing about it, but as a councilwoman, I did my very best. And when the city didn't help me, I used my own funds. I called on the community and we got things done. As your mayor, I'm going to use that same tenacity and dedication. If I don't know, we're going to call on the community and we're going to pull in our resources and we're going to make it happen. There's no reason why all of Jennings cannot strive, all of Jennings, right? The second thing that we got to work on is public safety. And a lot of times we talk about public safety as far as crime and violence, but I'm saying, like, again, the streets. if you grow up in Jennings, especially this side, I mean, there's not lights anywhere. You know, the sidewalks and the streets are just horrible, right? And again, if this is what I see, this is what I feel like. If I'm walking over broken concrete, that's how I feel, broken, like the concrete. But if we can start paving these streets, and if we can start getting some better lighting, I know a lot of kids, because in Jennings, we didn't have school buses. So the public transportation, you know, the metro bus, we had to ride that to school, right? But if you're getting up 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, walking to the bus stop, and it's real dark outside and it's not lit, then, you know, they can pull a little kid into one of these vacant buildings and do all kinds of harm. So again, we got to work on public safety and how we begin to reimagine what this city looks like. So in addition to crime and dealing with, you know, working together with law enforcement, because I know, again, our people, we have a fear of law enforcement. But at the same time, again, we as the people need to hold ourselves to a higher standard and be community again, right? And then the third thing, which to me is one of the most important things, is economic development, okay? There's no way that, so on the south end of Jennings, those used to be homes. A lot of my friends, y'all lived over there. Those used to be homes. They tore those homes down over 15 years ago with the promise in the city of Jennings that we were going to have a lot of businesses thriving up and down Jennings Station Road. But if you all drive up and down Jennings Station Road right now, you're going to see a lot of derelict buildings and properties and high grass, and you know, it looked like a landfill, you know, and they always promise that something's going to happen. Well, in my opinion, and in my observation, and in my experience, nothing's going to happen. We need somebody who genuinely does care about seeing some progress happen. Because if for nothing else, I would like to at least see a brick laid down. But I don't trust that that's going to happen under the current leadership. And because I feel like I am the best person on this ballot right now, I don't feel like anyone other than myself can make sure that we hold them accountable in the city to have some progress happening in the city of Jennings, starting with the 4th ward. The 4th and the 3rd ward, it has to happen. So I can talk forever, but I just want y'all to know, and I want you guys to spread it throughout the whole entire city of Jennings and all over the city of St. Louis. I sacrificed my entire life, my livelihood, and everything to stand before you today. And I don't care, because I feel like in my spirit, this was the right time, it was the right moment, and it's what I was purposed to do. And with your support, and with the support of the community, I believe that we will elect the best choice on the ballot, Aja4Mayor Owens, for the mayor and the city of Jennings.